it going, everyone? Welcome back to some more Super Danganronpa Another 2. Like I said in episode 19, this is the same day, like right after lunch. I pretty much stopped recording, ate, did some chores around the house, and now I'm back, ready to spend the next 2 to 3 hours recording a class trial. Hopefully 2, because I don't know, man. This case is just weird. But yeah. Last time we did the investigation, pretty sweet and short episode, and now we're here. We're gonna find out who killed Setsuka Chiebukuro. I can't speak. The ultimate billiards player. Like I said many times by now, I have a slight idea of who did it, but it could be somebody else. I'm not as confident on this one as I was with Emma. And now we're gonna see. Many people have warned me that this class trial gets wild. Like, even more so than Chapter 2's class trial. This class trial gets absolutely fucking wild. And I am looking forward to it, but I'm also dreading it. Oh god. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say. My boy Shinji's on the screen. He's getting ready to save nobody because he couldn't. So, sorry, my boy. He's getting ready to try and avenge Setsuka because what the killer did to her is flat out inexcusable, inhumane, and they should die the most painful death imaginable. Let's go. Oh yeah, I saved again after I ended the episode just to make sure. But here we are. Case 3, court preparation, prepare for the class trial. I don't think we got any new skills for the trial. Oh no, we got Midas's hand. Okay, yeah, it's 20 skill points? That's a ripoff. Teria, what the fuck? Everything else should be fine for this. We're good. Let's go. Start the trial. I'm not ready, but I'm never gonna be ready, so let's just go for it. Classroom trials start. Let's go. Let's start with the basic rules. You know it. You know how it works. Alright. Was this place always this huge? It's probably because there's a lot less of us now. Right, 5 have already died. There's only 11 left. They all left us one by one. Everyone, we're just starting here, so let's put away our negative thoughts for now. Shinji just being Shinji, absolutely based. We love to see it. Our bro, the big bro. If we don't get a hold of ourselves, we could very well be following the footsteps of those 5. He's right. We need only to focus on finding the culprit. Yeah, about that. I really have no idea this time. Can we really solve the case? It's alright, we have Kanade! She did most of the heavy lifting last time for this case. And what if Kanade's the culprit? Yeah, I mean, you can't always rely on a single person. Yeah, I guess it would be the end of us. What happened to your happy-go-lucky state, huh? Because Kokoro's already dead. If it weren't for Kanade last time, we'd all be dead. Facts, just objective. Kanade bossed that class trial. If that Kanade's our enemy, that means we have no brains on our side anymore. Ira, don't be so sure of that until the very end. Don't give up just yet on us, alright? Even if each of us aren't perfect on our own, that's why the trial exists. For us to debate through this together. I couldn't have said it better myself. They say well, what? They say well begun is half done. I don't understand my own language, and I'd say this is one of our better start-offs. So that means, would you believe it? We're already halfway through. I don't know whether to take this seriously or not. Mikado is always that guy, you know. My, that lifts my spirits up. I'll do my very best in this trial as well. Shutting up is the best you can do for us, so shut it. Teria hates that guy with a passion, and I hate, yeah, I understand why. Quiet, everyone. Shinji's right. Let's get this thing together. Let's get through this thing together and find out the culprit. That's what Setsuka would say if she was here, right? And our other social butterfly, Hibiki, is in, well, that state. Oh no, she lost her big sister figure. Looking at you, Kanade. Don't worry about sis. She's just a bit shocked. She'll be okay in a while. All right, let's start this thing. But as always, finding the best place to start is the hardest task. Mr. and Miss Culprit, please raise your hand. No. You're so adorable. No one will do that. Why would they? I thought it was worth a try. Well, we should go over the basic outline of the case. Wait, there's something I want to clear up first. Alright, Yuki, lead us. Yuki, what is it? You all read the Monochrome file, right? The file this time around is honestly very poorly written. I mean, it doesn't even show the time of death. Did it? Wait, but didn't Kokoro's case file also hide the time of death from us? That was because Kokoro's corpse was frozen, making it difficult to determine the exact time of death. In Yuri's case, it was clearly different. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Maybe. I'll be right back. Alright, I think I might be good. If I pause out of nowhere, it's because I'm attending my nose. I'm sorry. In Yuri's case, it was clearly different. Except for exceptional cases, it should be given that the time of death should always be shown to us. A pro, care to explain this? My, am I the one at fault again? He's basically saying that the time of death is a pivotal clue for this case. Giving it away would be so fucking disadvantageous for the blackened that he can't. You're clearly hiding important information that is crucial for us to figure out what's going on in this case. Yoriko, please, there's no need for such harsh words. The Monochrome files aren't your gaming walkthroughs. Sometimes we are forced to leave some details out. Yeah, that's what I mean. What do you mean by that? Let me explain. Well, in short, it's for the fairness of the trial. There are two cases where the Monochrome files leave out information. First are cases where it just simply is impossible to include that information. The prime example being Kokoro's frozen body, making it impossible for us to find the time of death. And the other cases where the missing detail is exactly what the culprit intended. Wait, come again? For example, let's say our culprit used some tricks so that we can easily determine the murder weapon. But then if the Monochrome files say the murder weapon is a knife, all the hard work done by the culprit would go to waste, no? So in these cases, we intentionally leave out the information about the murder weapon. Or at least make it very vague. What? First time I've heard of such a rule. Well, because up until now, there was no need for that rule. That's a normal Danganronpa constant. It happens every single game. It's exactly as Mikado said. This case is such an example of that rule. How's that fair? You're giving the culprit an edge! No, not entirely. If they hid the time of death, that means there was a reason to do so by the culprit. In other words, when did Setsuka actually die? We should start from there. Alright, we already know how this works, I think. So I don't need an explanation for now. I said I was gonna play an explanation every time we got through this, but I'm gonna try it without one. I remember Shift, Z, and X are the main keys, so let's go for it. Let's just go for this. Shit, I'm recording, yeah, I'm doing everything right. Alright, we have 3. Ghost House Gate Records. It's probably the Gate Records, right? Yeah, okay. When did Setsuka die? The last time we saw Setsuka in person... It's during the breakfast meeting. Yeah, that is true. And the corpse around 8 in the evening, right? Yeah. So between morning and evening. Isn't that too long of a gap? There was no witnesses how Setsuka after breakfast. Okay. Okay, there we go. I think it's that one. Okay, we have to randomly search. The body was found in the ghost house, so in one way or another, Setsuka must have entered there. Yeah, we have that. Sora Chigaya. Welcome back, Sora. Nice. Oh yeah! Thanks, Yoriko. I'm so glad I have that skill. It's gonna be so nice. Nonake, perhaps we can narrow that time frame further. Hmm? There was something that came to me while I was investigating. Setsuka's body was found in the ghost house, right? So by looking at the gate records, we can probably deduce something. Agreed. After all attractions and that theme park require us to input our handbooks. And the gate keeps track of all those records down to every minute. Wait, the gate does record timestamps, but they don't show whoever it was that entered, so we don't know which out of those records is Setsuka.
No, not exactly. Just like Sora said, we can assume the time period that Setsuka died using the gate records.
So you can assume the time range just from the gate records?
Sora, did you perhaps happen to write down the gate records? Oh, yes, I did. Now we're talking. Please, everyone, take a look at this.
Alright, Kanade's starting to boss the proceedings again, okay. Normal SDRA2 stuff so far. No creepy shit yet, though.
These are the gate records out of the ghost house for today.
Wait, Sora, you sure you got everything right? If you by any chance got anything wrong, we'll be going on a wild goose chase.
Don't worry, it matches with the real one. I have it perfectly memorized.
If you say so. Oh god, give me a second, guys. Back. Once again, construction work happening outside. Closed down my window, turned on the AC. Because it is still hot as fuck. It's 30 degrees, and it's still growing hotter, and I'm in pain. If you say so.
Since the timestamps are very crucial to this case, for now, let's all refer to the 24-hour clock to avoid confusion.
Okay, fair.
Now, let's go over them one by one. Now, the most important ones are the ones between 5:55 and 7:42.
I cannot address those as 24-hour clock timestamps because fuck that.
These 4 ID records are at 7:58 are when Sora, Shinji, Yuki, and I had found the body. So we can ignore these. Wait, if these are the records for the whole day, then does that mean the first time anyone entered the ghost house today was at 5:55? Correct, and someone else soon followed 2 minutes after. KU5P01. That was probably Setsuka.
How can you tell just by the timestamps? Oh, I see. This ID had no out records. So this must have been Setsuka who entered the ghost house and was murdered there.
Exactly. In other words, the murder couldn't have happened at any point before 5:55, where the ghost house was first used by someone.
Alright.
Wait, but these 4 records at 7:58 don't have any outs records as well.
Well, because the gates were closed off. The gates were shut down afterwards.
Wait, oh yeah, they disable the gate systems when a body is found. I almost dropped the...
No! Why? Oh, Kanade! I do love your smug attitude and sprite, but bro, no. Ito has like the last character that deserves the F-bomb.
Good on you for avoiding that in time.
So let's see, we can assume that the person who entered at 5:55 is the culprit. They somehow managed to call Setsuka to the ghost house and entered before her. They probably ambushed her as soon as she entered.
Yep, so the time of Setsuka's death would be between 5:55 and 8, when the body was found. There was a long period of time before anyone else entered the ghost house and Setsuka entered. The culprit probably used this time to dismember Setsuka's body. Dismember? Just thinking about it.
Yeah, so far it's coexisting with what I think happened, so pretty good. There are a bunch of pieces of evidence that I just don't know what the fuck they're for, so I'm gonna be very interested to see where those lead. Anyway. Wait, what?
Something felt a little off just now.
We received a message right from Setsuka right before the parade that she had some business to attend. That was when she had gone to the ghost house to meet the culprit.
Wait, isn't something... Oh wait, something's wrong here!
Yoriko, hello? What is wrong?
Why? Shinji just reminded me by bringing up the chat room. If Setsuka was ambushed from entering the ghost house at 5:55, then what's up with that message she sent long after that?
Oh, you mean the one you guys told me about, the devil or not?
That was around 8 in the... 20.
So 8 o'clock.
What is it? Nothing. I just couldn't help but marvel at your stupidity, Yoriko.
Oh, here we go. Alright, Kanade, show us why we're so dumb.
What did you say? Can we just go over this? Who cares what the screen says about whoever sent the message? Obviously, the culprit stole the handbook from Setsuka to send us that message.
Yeah, she's right. You can use the fingerprints to turn the handbooks on. Oh, we've been there before. You can send as many fake messages as you'd like. Just like how Emma acted as Kokoro. Wait, there's something else that's bothering me. If the culprit entered at 5:55 and Setsuka at 5:57, Who's this person that entered at 7:24 and left at 7:36?
Ah, that's probably me. Kanade and Iroha should remember that, right? That was when we were searching for Setsuka in Block A. Oh, you're right. You've gone to the ghost house.
Wait, what? Then shouldn't you have seen the culprit? What do you mean by that?
I mean, think about it. The culprit, WN2LB7, entered at 5:55 and left at 7:42. If what Kanade said was true, she'd have stayed inside of the ghost house taking care of the body. So that means the culprit wasn't there when you entered the ghost house. That's what I was wondering about, McKay. If Kanade's reasoning is true, then I should have seen the culprit.
The ghost house had a blackout at that time, correct? Maybe you missed them in the darkness.
There's no way that could have happened. I searched every corner. And I don't think you can miss someone, even in the dark, who's cutting up a whole human body. Sora, are you sure you searched everywhere?
She missed the spot.
Of course, I know it was dark, but... No, not then. After the body was found. When you were investigating. The lights were definitely on, so if you searched thoroughly, you should have seen that place, right? That place? Was there any room for the...
Yes! There was, Sora! Yes, she is. Where is it? There we go, the folding screen.
Are you talking about the folding screen near the entrance? So, you're suggesting that the culprit hid behind that? Exactly. I'm sure you've all seen it, but the trail of blood in the ghost house all originates from a large pool of blood behind the folding screen.
Kanade is bossing the proceedings again! Alright, keep it going. Keep it moving, guitarist girl. I'm all for it.
The culprit moved the folding screen from the wall to create a small room between them. With the ghost house being dark, it would be extremely difficult to figure out that there was some room behind it.
So that's where the culprit was cutting up Setsuka. But there was a blackout at the ghost house. Could someone really perform such a delicate process in a dark room like that?
That's not really a problem. Only 3 people, Setsuka, the culprit, and Sora, entered the ghost house. And all they had to do was finish the job before 7:23 when Sora entered the ghost house.
That would also explain the fireplace being put out.
And it doesn't contradict with our parade schedule. Could someone sort this out for me? I have no idea what's going on. It's simple. The person who entered at 7:55 and left at 7:42, that person's the culprit.
But that's something I already figured out before lunchtime, my time, like in the real world.
So we should ask for everyone's alibi at that time. The people who don't have an alibi would be.
Well, we first have to exclude the people that watched the parade. That parade started at 6 and ended a little over 7 after all.
And who are those people? Me, Yuki, Yoriko, Shinji, and Kanade. And Nikkei. Nikkei! I thought you said you were gonna act alone! I was there for an article experience. I didn't expect them to be there.
Hey, don't try to divide us into separate teams. This is not a time for personal feelings to get involved.
Wait, you forgot me! Iroha? You weren't with us at the parade. She did meet up with us right after the parade had ended, so she does have an alibi. The culprit left the ghost house at 7:42, so she couldn't have been the culprit. Thank goodness.
Oh, you precious little thing.
So the ones who weren't there are...
Also, I just realized, I never addressed this, but Iroha did not die in this chapter. Alright. I'm pretty happy about that, obviously. I love Iroha, but she did not die this chapter, so there's no parallel to Kanata over there.
Mikado, Teruya, and Shobai. And Sis. So the culprit is amongst these 4.
Well then, we don't even have to think about this. It's either Mikado or Shobai. Shinji, bro, let me level with you. It's never who you want it to be, alright? It will never be who you want it to be. And Shobai is about to shut us down, most likely, because he was actually putting in effort in the investigation, and I fear that a prepared Shobai is like one of the most terrifying characters in this cast. We do have to think thoroughly about this, bro. Please don't recklessly act by your emotions. What, Yuki? Did you call me reckless? You are definitely right. I shouldn't act by my emotions.
Alright, enough chit-chat over there. You 4! One by one, tell us what you were doing between 5:55 and 7:42. Mikado, Teruya, Shobai, and Hibiki. It's true that these 4 without any alibis are the most suspicious here. Let's hear what they have to say.
Wait, do I have to? Oh, every time I. Sorry, by the way, I stopped for a bit because I was turning off the AC. It's already pretty cold. The non-stop debate will now begin. Do I have to listen to an explanation? Alright, I can just skip this really quickly. So we're gonna listen to some. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what's gonna happen here. I know exactly which bullet where we need to use and what statement we need to contradict, and it's gonna be about Hibiki. Because I discerned this. Yeah, it's Iroha's account. What were you for doing then? Okay. Raising my MP, really? I think he's serious too. He was at the mart doing his item checkup. Okay, that checks out. He did say it. He doesn't have any proof though. Where were you all day? Oh, come on, Hibiki. This is not the time. Alright. Alright, it's your turn. Reading books. Okay. Alright, he's cooperating because he knows this case is really, 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 really important. And a clear picture of what happened, at least in Block A, is starting to form in my mind. Oh. If it's true, if what I'm seeing, like, I'm getting like a clear picture of what happened in Block A. If it's true, then the person I hold accountable for this, the person I think is responsible for Setsuka's killing, is the one, alright? It's the one I'm thinking, alright? Dude, could it be? Alright, we'll see. If we're to follow Kanane's reasoning, there's definitely a suspicious person out of these four. Yeah, it's... I need to see the reaction of Hibiki to this. Depending on the reaction, that will tell me a lot about what I need to know. Alright, let's go. Hibiki, wait. So you're telling me that you didn't go anywhere today? Then how do you explain the existence of a witness seeing you enter the ghost house? What? Iroha said that she saw you there, right, Iroha? Oh yeah, I saw her a little bit before 6, as I was going to the Mirror Mansion after receiving a message from Setsuka. Wait, 5:55? That matches with the time step on the gate! That was when I saw her, I'm sure of it! What? Hibiki entered the ghost house at 5:55. Are you sure about that, Iroha? I'm positive. It was definitely Hibiki she wondered about until finally entering that place. What are you talking about? I never entered there. Alright, that's it. That's it. It's confirmed. Pack it up, guys. I win. I'm 100% sure of who did it now. I never went there. She's crying. Perhaps Iroha mistook someone else for Hibiki. She is an idiot after. Okay. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. As I load up my shotgun, I just want to talk. Dude, that's so mean. Iroha does not deserve that. I don't want to hear that from the likes of you. Iroha's account has some validity, though. Part of her account was already told to us by her before, even before the crime happened. That she was supposed to meet with Setsuka at the Mirror Mansion at 6. Considering both from a location and time standpoint, it does sound persuasive. Then, does this mean... Hibiki's the culprit! Why am I the culprit? No, I'm not! I don't remember anything, I just can't recall anything. I'm scared, Suka, help me. Oh, yeah, no, I don't buy this shit. She's been set up. Since wake up, Setsuka's not here anymore. I know I'm the one who caused this, but maybe you should think about this a bit more. Hibiki's been tired ever since yesterday's motive reveal, and to make things worse, Setsuka is no longer with us to comfort her. I'm not saying that my account is false, but the trial has just started. And I can't help but feel bad for Hibiki. Oh. You got a point, but you can't deceive the gate records. The crime did happen in the ghost house, and by the gate records, the person who entered at 5:55 is the culprit. And Hibiki is that person. Hibiki, if you're really innocent, answer us. What were you doing at that time?
I don't know. I can't remember. I just can't.
My, it seems like we have a total fatality in our hands. Well, I think we're pretty much done here. As Yuki said, the gate records are decisive evidence. She probably didn't expect her trails to be caught by the gate records. Man! Again, I really don't believe it's Hibiki. Just flat out saying it, I don't believe it's Hibiki. And since Iroha saw Hibiki enter the ghost house at that time, you guys probably know by now who I think did this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Again, I won't name names, but if the shoe fits, there's no doubt that she's the culprit. But don't you think she's acting a bit weird if she's the culprit? Kanade, what do you think about this? She's your family. Do you think she's the culprit?
To be honest, I figured this would happen since the investigation.
What do you mean?
This was always like that. The more she's cornered, the more she reverts back to her childlike manner. And if that was brought to its extreme, she loses her memory.
What kind of nonsense is that, really, though? Like, what the fuck?
It's something that only I knew. When her puppy that she raised when she was young died. When her best friend was severely injured after falling down the stairs. When some of the melody rhythm staff went missing. And so it repeats today as well. You all saw it, right? Sis being frozen like a lifeless puppet? I suspected this from her amnesiac state back at the trial entrance. I don't know anything!
Oh no! Is that an actual condition Hibiki has? That's awful! In other words, Hibiki did indeed murder Setsuka, but she herself doesn't recall it.
That is indeed a possibility.
I don't buy that shit.
Doesn't all this sound too unrealistic?
It's Gonta's case. If it's true, which I have like a 10%, I give this a 10% chance of being true, alright? If this is true, this is Gonta's case all over again. But I'm not buying it. I'm not. This is a massive setup, and who set it, and the person who set it up is being really successful right now. It does sound like nonsense, but Hibiki's state ever since yesterday's motive reveal was extremely unnatural. It might actually be true. Wait, Kanade, isn't that a contradiction? Hibiki being mentally unstable, killing the only person who was keeping her sane? It doesn't make sense. Actually, mental instability just makes a lot of things not make sense, Shinji.
If this really is the culprit, then I might have an idea on why she killed Setsuka.
Why is that?
Each of Setsuka's body parts were laid on each pillar at the altar, right? Did anyone take a glance at the signpost in front of the altar?
Sacrifice your precious one. Then the devil will be incarnated in front of you to grant your wishes. Or something along those lines.
You don't say. Yep, Setsuka was someone precious to Sis. She killed and butchered Setsuka all to grant her wish. What kind of nonsense is that? That's just a made-up gimmick of an attraction. You're telling me she actually believes that? She wasn't herself the moment she saw the motive video.
What? I'm not buying this. Also, sorry, I had to wipe my nose.
She was an idiot to begin with, but she was driven to a state where she couldn't tell apart fiction from reality.
Alright, Kanade, that's no way to talk about your sister. What kind of wish could it have been? If she wanted it so badly, even if it cost her precious friend.
Her parents had died.
What?
I know this because our motive videos have been the exact same. Our parents have been ambushed and killed. That was our motive video.
So yours was like mine.
And Hibiki wanted to save her parents?
Hibiki in her weakened mind might have tried to grant her wish through sacrificing Setsuka. Precious friend to her.
Trial hasn't ended yet, nor has the culprit been confirmed. But I at least know what my sister is like, and this is all based on that. Whatever happened, the fact that my sister's the most suspicious one here is inevitably true.
Oh no! This is a master setup, though. Props to whoever thought of this. Not naming names.
I want to go home. I had enough. Mom, Dad, Suka, help me. No, I don't want this.
She broke down.
Kanade, do something. We can do anything right now if she's like that. Try to console her like you usually do. It's useless. Nothing would calm sis down now. And at this point, it's almost been confirmed that she's the culprit.
How can you be so calm about this? She's your family.
I mean, I can't help it. She tried to survive and escape this place alone. Poor little sis. I feel so bad for you.
Oh. Good God, Kanade. Okay! That's where I draw the line. What is this, dude? Can someone explain to me what this is? Why are there hearts in her eyes? Oh no, okay, So there's a strong possibility that I'm gonna be disgusted by this trial, huh? Oh no.
So adorable. Hey, Biggie, don't just cry over there and say something. Did you really kill Setsuka? Try to remember. I don't know. I want to go home.
Okay, I'll try to talk to her.
Sora?
Is Biggie really the culprit? Even if the gate records are decisive evidence, is it enough to decide the culprit on its own? If she really is the culprit, there must be something more than this. I should present that to her, memoryless or not, so that a truth that everyone can accept will surface. Already? We have a 2-minute talk shooting in the first half of the class trial. My nose! It's an allergy day, guys. I was pretty fine this morning, but... Alright, let's go. Yeah, let's just go through this. Alright. Alright, let's go. Alright, Hibiki, let's go. Don't do me dirty. Wait. Oh, the blue ones are 3. Oh, this one is gonna be difficult, I can see. Alright, that's okay. This one is difficult, dude. I am confusing colors. I wonder if this is even possible to do like damageless. Probably not. Alright, we can do this. Holy shit! Holy shit! Calm down, Hibiki! Alright, I'm gonna focus on one side. Oh, alright. Alright, this is it. Okay, what is it? Hairpin, drop, what? No, what? What is it then? I was just stupid then. Alright, come on, let me see again. Okay, this is it. It has to be hairpin, right? No. Oh, is it dropped hairpin at the ghost house? Probably. Alright, 3rd time's the charm, guys. Alright, there we go. Oh. Alright, Hibiki, wakey wakey. It's time to participate in the trial now. Holy shit, that was more difficult than I thought. Okay. Vicky, there's decisive evidence that you went to the ghost house. When the announcement for the class trial was made, I found and returned your hairpin that was dropped on the ground. You're not going to say that you don't even remember that as well, right? What are you talking about, Sora? Hibiki's hairpin was dropped on the ground at the altar. At that time, I didn't think much of it and returned it to her immediately.
Wait, what? Sora, you found Sis's hairpin at the ghost house?
Oh, I see. Sora was the one who tied Hibiki's hair back up during the investigation. Wait, that's crucial evidence! Why didn't you mention this before? Tariga's back, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't think that she'd be the culprit at the time. And I just thought that she dropped it somehow right then and there. Hibiki's hair was untied when Setsuka's body was found, right? But the Hibiki I saw entering the ghost house at 5:55, she had her hair tied up.
So that would mean that she got her hair tied doing some business in the ghost house? Wait, but how could she not have noticed her hair being untied? And this all feels too forced for the culprit to leave her belongings so easy to find at a crime scene? Too forced? Are you saying that too forced? Are you implying that someone might have tried to frame Hibiki?
I agree that this result is a bit sloppy, too many unanswered questions. But forced or not, there is an undeniable truth here. That this hairpin was dropped at some point in the ghost house. That my sister had entered the ghost house today. Memoryless or not, she definitely entered that place. But according to the gate records and excluding Setsuka and Sora, there's only one person who entered the ghost house, and that person is the culprit. Thanks to Iroha's account, we have proof that Sis entered the ghost house. The hairpin evidence confirms this.
That is quite undeniable indeed.
I don't know. I really don't remember anything. Anyone, please help! Right, Kanadi's here for me. Kanadi, help! I only have Kanadi. Kanadi's always by my side.
Oh, no. Oh, there we go. I figured.
Wake up, Hibiki! No one's at your side right now. Huh? There's no mom or dad. No Suka or whatever. There's nobody to help you right now. Stop being such a crybaby and admit it. There's too much evidence pointing to you as the culprit. Kanade. I don't want to do this either, sis. But with the hairpin and everything, even I can't cover for you anymore. You killed Setsuka. Me. I killed Suka. Why? Did I really?
Oh my god, this setup is so good that even Hibiki is doubting herself.
By those words, are you admitting that you did it?
If what Kanade said is true, Hibiki should have no memory of that. That's why she's acting like this. If we could explain what happened in this case with reason, maybe she'd be able to remember her crimes and admit to it. Wait, if that's true, then Hibiki herself doesn't even know what she did. Can we really vote someone with that much uncertainty?
A class trial should be run with the given evidence as the basis. If the suspect pointed by evidence logically refutes, and there is no contradiction, that we would need to find another possibility. But Sis didn't refute anything. There's really no other evidence to prove her innocence either. I might have killed her.
Oh no! I'm not gonna second guess myself. I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna stick to my guns on who I think did it, and it's not Hibiki! Huh?
I don't have any memory ever since this morning. Maybe with the motive and all, I might have killed Suka like Kanadi said. No. Sis. I guess this is the end, right? Wow, this feels like it ended too quickly. To do such horrible things to Setsuka only to get caught this easily just by the gate records?
Well, Kanade is smart after all. She did single-handedly solve the last trial as well.
Well, that was easier than I expected. Why'd you do it, sis? Why would you kill someone? Was it really because you wanted to grant some wish? I don't know. Kanade, what should I do? I'm scared. I can't remember anything. Am I gonna die? Oh. Is this really the end? From the investigation, I expected this case to be much tougher, but she got caught already? I feel like I should object. But there's too much evidence backing her into a corner that I don't know what to say.
Alright. What's gonna happen here? I have three options. I don't think we're gonna vote Hibiki yet, so those three options are... Sora objects, Teria objects, which I fucking doubt. And lastly, and I think the most interesting and the most likely, Shobai objects. I think Shobai is gonna participate in this one. Is it already over? Wait, we should think this through once more.
I think Hibiki's the culprit. I just want to get out of this place. This is too much.
I don't know about that. I do agree that Hibiki is almost certainly the culprit, but this ended too abruptly. Well, it seems like you're unsure about this. I'll ask you once more. Have you chosen Hibiki as the culprit? Can I take this silence as a yes?
Well, what are we to do then? Hibiki herself admitted it.
I don't know what to do anymore. Let's just end this. Very well. I feel as exhausted as you do, but I guess this is one way to end this. Now then, everyone, vote for the culprit with the switch in front of you. Will that answer be the truth or not? No. Let's go! I fucking knew it, dude! Sorry. Alright, let's go.
Unbelievable. How the hell did you guys even survive 2 of these? Shut up and listen to me. I'm running this trial now.
Based. Let's go, Shobai. Show us what you got.
I need more than 9 lives if I left this up to you.
Alright, the logic refresh is the one where you gather the truth bullets, right, and use the normal ones. The right ones. Collect truth bullets. There's also a total of 3, but last time there were more, huh? Oh, by the way, the trainer was broken. Kanade was not the one who died after doing this. Well, it wasn't really a train. Kokoro was like the first one, but then it was... never mind, let's go. Alright, Shobai, show us what you got. The unknown plastic bag. The Poolgate records. Ouch. Alright. We have the 3 bullets. Oh, actually 4. I actually don't know. It's probably this. Nope. Alright. What is he saying then? I didn't even read the others. So it was the hairpin, the plastic bag, the Poolgate records, and something else. Oh, the Sachi dolls, right? Ouch. Let's try again. I think it might be the pool then. I need to read some of the lines apparently. A dozen mysteries, yeah, the trial, blah blah blah, last trial. Ouch. Alright. Alright. I just shot the first one on accident. I just wasn't thinking. Anyway. That's not bad. But yeah, we didn't solve the pool mystery.
What is up with you? Always carried by us and now you're suddenly here to run things?
Careful, he might be trying to distract us.
Poolgate records.
Sora?
Wait, the reason we focused on the ghost house was because Setsuka's dead body was found there. And the gate records had an ID without an out record, right? So, there's another attraction with an ID that has no out records. Really? It's the pool. Please, everyone, please look at this. These are the pool gate records for today that I've taken notes of. Huh? You're right! The person who entered at 524 NU30D2 has no out records. What's going on? That's weird. There was no one there when I went there. Oh, so the person that entered at 7:10 and left at 7:15 was you, when we were searching for Setsuka, right? Yeah, I went straight to the pool as soon as I entered Block C. But according to these records, shouldn't there have been someone when I investigated there? But I don't remember seeing anybody. Oh, there was an ID without an out record at the ghost house, even when I didn't find anyone at the ghost house, remember?
Ooh, wow. Oh! Ooh, Guys, I got it. I figured it out. And yes, it's the person I thought. And now for that, I had 100% certainty last time. Now I have 110%.
Anyways, it's true that the pool also has an ID without an out record. So this is something we shouldn't just gloss over. Sorry, I knew it was suspicious, but Hibiki's reaction was so convincing that
so you knew about this. Have you lost your mind? You knew this and let these idiots choose that brat as the culprit?
I can't say the same about you. Why are you suddenly helping us? He's right, you always make fun of us.
You know, I'm a guy who tries to live his life as efficiently as possible. I cannot allow any damages or any loss of resources with every action. If a problem can be solved without my effort, why even bother? But look what happened here when I left this in your hands. We're about to fail the trial and you're gonna cost me my life. All of my efficient philosophies are worthless when I'm dead, right? My own life is more important than any. So what? How can we believe you?
Shinji, wait. Let's just let him do whatever he wants him to do.
Are you sure we'll be alright?
Shobai is the literal definition of self-centered. He only cares about himself. For him to act like this probably means that we're wrong. To be honest, I felt that something was wrong even before Shobai brought it up.
Shobai, by us failing the trial, are you implying that Hibiki's not actually the culprit? Of course! Why the hell would I be talking like this if I wasn't? Be grateful. You all were just safe from certain doom. See, guys, it's that easy. It's just that easy. But don't worry, you can all pay up big time after this is over.
What's up with that attitude? You think you're smart? Arcanati is much smarter than you.
And the smartest girl here didn't even check the gate records of the other attractions? We're even more fucked than I thought. You know what? He's right, honestly.
The pool gate records? Of course I checked them.
Hey, you didn't object to all this?
Whether the pool has an out record or not, the body was still found in the ghost house. Isn't it natural procedure to focus on the crime scene where the body was found?
That reminds me.
What?
I'm terribly sorry for interrupting, but I mentioned this is Sora, right? That the pool today was closed during the daytime. Does that have anything to do with... Oh yeah, that just adds up to what I thought.
What do you mean by that, bro?
Oh well, around 12 in the daytime or so, I went to the pool to take a break and work myself out. But it was sanitation time, so I ended up just coming back empty-handed.
Pool sanitation time?
There was a small sign in front of it. It said not to enter, and if you did, you will be punished by the school rules.
Wait, I never heard about that.
I guess I forgot to mention this, but pool in the theme park that is misspelled goes into sanitation at once in every week. During this time, all the water in the pool is drained, and there are a lot of chemicals involved. So we keep everyone out. If I don't mention the violating rule part, someone might just barge in and get in danger.
Well, I guess no one would risk their lives to enter there.
But that's most confusing. I recall that today was not the day for pool sanitation. I shouldn't say this. The teacher should stay out of a class trial. Well, you just sold the case. You just sold the culprit. Good job. Good job, Monocro. Good job. Round of applause. The teacher just sold out their students.
What? So that means there was a piquet even though it wasn't pool sanitation time?
Now do you get it? That was put there by the culprit. Why do such a thing? Simple. They had some very important business in the pool that required nobody coming in.
In other words, Setsuka didn't die at the ghost house, but rather at the pool. Is that what you're trying to say, Shobai?
Yeah, you are all wrong. And that girl's been spouting nonsense. She's gonna gut you in your fucking sleep, Shobai.
Shobai, wait. I understand that the pool also had an ID without an out record. That alone doesn't disprove that the ghost house isn't a possible place where Setsuka died.
What do you mean?
He's saying that Setsuka could have died at either places, but Setsuka couldn't have been in two different places at the same time. Shut up! I'm going to explain why the murder couldn't have happened inside the ghost house. You, albino, pull out the great records of the ghost house again.
Wait, is that a jab at Sora's complexion?
Oh my god, it is. To be fair, her skin is awfully white.
Don't order me around, though I will show the records.
So by your little theory, the person who went out at 5:57 is Setsuka Chiebukuro, right?
Only because that ID has no out record.
And the WN whatever who entered at 5:55 and left at 7:42 is the culprit.
So that would mean that at least up until 5:57, Setsuka Chiebukuro was alive.
The culprit left at 7:42, so she had at most 1 hour and 45 minutes to do everything she needed to do. What about that? Idiots. You think that time is enough to chop up someone like that? Well, we never tried it ourselves, so... Let me tell you ignorant brats something. It's impossible. You need at least 1 more hour. Especially with a case like this. What do you mean? I looked into the corpse. The edges were trimmed off extremely clean. They didn't just cut it. They stitched it up so that the insides wouldn't flow out. Whatever it is, it wasn't their first try. It was a work of a pro among pros, I'd say. As if there was such a disgusting professional amongst us. If there was, that'd be you. You're a criminal, right? You even stabbed Sora without hesitation on the first day here. Well, I guess I could do it, but that's all the more reason I can guarantee this. There's no way someone can manage such a task in less than 2 hours, even for a professional.
If anyone else said that, it would have sounded like nonsense. But coming from Shobai, a criminal on active duty, might you know how to persuade someone? Well, I entirely agree with you. It should be tough with just the dismemberment, but the crime doesn't end there. The culprit needed to carefully put each body part on the pillar, create some room behind the folding screen, and in case someone enters, turn off all sources of light.
And in fact, Sora did enter there.
And turning off the lights is the final step. You can't dismember a body under no lights. Since it's impossible to predict whenever who will enter, they would need to be given a lot of time before they finally turn off the lights. By doing all that in 1 hour and 45 minutes? Well, does that look possible now? It certainly does feel impossible, even excluding the dismemberment. Yeah, get fucked. And let me remind the audience again. Who is spouting nonsense? All right, Kanade Otonokoji. This is not gonna end well. And most importantly, blood traces were found, but no pieces of flesh were found in the ghost house. They could have somehow taken care of the flesh parts. Hello? Have you been listening with only half an ear? I said that she had to take care of the insides. There needs to be cut off flesh ends lying somewhere around, which the ghost house didn't have. Now, if it was the pool, you could get rid of the flesh and the blood just by drowning them in the drain.
If the killer didn't get the body in the ghost house, then what was up with all that blood?
Right, I thought it would be natural to have that much blood lying around if Setsuka's body was cut off in that place.
Killing didn't happen in the ghost house. Then as Yoriko said, it wouldn't make sense for there to be trails of blood there. And considering its large quantity, it would be wrong to assume that it would be spilled blood from moving the body around. So that blood is...
The blood body bags.
The blood packs. Maybe the blood isn't from Setsuka, but from the blood packs at the infirmary.
The blood bags from the infirmary? But we don't have any proof that anybody used them.
Wait, I know! I saw them disappear! I told this to Sora, right? That all the blood packs had disappeared just this morning. Yes, because of Teru's account, this is a sure possibility. Wait, have you even checked the infirmary items?
I believe that this was something only I could do, so I was going to try and cover as much ground as possible. Teru, if you hadn't noticed the blood packs being taken, you should have at least told us that. Do you really not trust us that much?
Huh?
Wait, did something happen between you guys? You have no fucking clue.
We can talk about this later. That isn't the focus right now.
What do you think, Shobai? What do you mean, what do I think? Of course that's what's happened! I don't know, man. Having this guy Halabias is a massive upgrade. Though I didn't expect there to be a freak here that keeps record of all that. Teru, yeah. There were a bunch of empty blood packs thrown away near the ghost house. All the blood in the ghost house is fake. A small performance by the culprit.
But why go through the hassle of...
To divert our attention to the ghost house. And sure enough, we were all focused on the ghost house until Shobai stood up. Like Shobai said, even when we went over last time and about the fact that the place the body was found isn't necessarily the place that the person was killed, the shock factor of the scenery of the ghost house was enough for us to gloss over that. If they had put in that much effort into the ghost house, to make us think that the ghost house was where Setsuka was killed means that the actual crime happened at the pool, not at the ghost house. Uh-huh. It was a trick by the culprit to make you not even think twice about any place other than the ghost house. But to use all those blood packs, what if someone needs a blood transfer or something?
There is no need to worry about that. I'll make sure to replenish the stock after the trial.
There's still more?
Well, the amount of blood used was a lot less than the actual amount of blood packs taken.
You call that a lot less?
Let's just leave it at that for now. Maybe they miscalculated the amount of blood they needed. The most important part is that the crime happened at the pool. You all got that, right? Well, the only attractions that had IDs with no out records were the ghost house and the pool. And we just discussed the fact that the ghost house couldn't have been the place where Setsuka died. If you guys had something called brains, maybe I wouldn't be doing this much work. Alright, Shobai, I'll give it to you. You're saving our asses right now. But only because you'd probably die if you didn't. When did Shobai become the MVP of this trial? I know, right? I know. And you wanna know why? Because redacted. This sprite of Sora is adorable. Just wanted to say that.
That thing is smart after all, probably even more so than Kanade. It's unfortunate that he only uses it for selfish gain.
Oh, no. Okay. The power of Christ compels you. I'm gonna order you to stop that shit right now, Kanade. Don't snap on us.
Kanade, what's wrong? I've been listening to you all this time, but you're quite the comedian, aren't you? All these contradictions, yet you stick to your delusions. Well, sure, let's just assume that the ghost house wasn't the place where Setsuka died.
Oh, Kanade, oh no. I was told that there were worse sprites in this, but okay.
Then what about the pool? Are you saying that the pool is a possible place? Is it not? Sora, the Poolgate records.
Sorry?
The Poolgate records. Show them to me.
Alright.
We can't ignore the last two records made by Yoriko when we were searching for Setsuka. Let's take a look at the ones before then. Whether it's the pool or the ghost house, there is an ID without an out record, and that's Setsuka. We're all on the same page about that, right? And Setsuka's ID should be the one that entered at 524, NU30D2.
Yup.
If you look at the gate records here, two IDs entered at 844 and 845, and left at 922 and 954 respectively. In other words, there was no one at the pool between 9:54 until 12:54. And we only have one suspect left, CN9FU3, who entered at 12:54. If Setsuka died at the pool, the person with this ID must be the culprit, right?
I guess so. What about that?
Shobai said that the ghost house wasn't a possible suspect, a possible crime scene, as there wasn't enough time for the culprit. But our suspect at the pool, CN9FU3, left only 1 minute after Setsuka had entered. What? Now, a quote from your own words, Shobai. Idiots. You think that time is enough to chop up someone like that?
I'm scared. Guys, I'm very scared. I am very, very scared right now.
About 2 hours? Maybe. 1 minute? Even if Setsuka died immediately upon entering, it would be impossible. But by that logic, it's impossible for both the ghost house and the pool to be the crime scene? Even if the pool is where Setsuka died, we found the body at the ghost house. Didn't they just kill Setsuka at 524 and immediately leave with the body?
Oh, I see. After all, what do gates matter to a dead body?
So you're saying that the culprit somehow took care of the crime scene at the pool and left at 5:54 carrying Setsuka's dead body to the ghost house? If the pool is the place, then this is the only way the culprit could have... I'm sorry to inform you, but that is also impossible.
How come?
The pool is at Block C while the ghost house is at Block A. They are completely opposite sides of the park. Do you think anyone could walk that distance without getting caught, carrying a dead body of all things? By your theory, the culprit needed to leave immediately after killing Setsuka, leaving no time for getting up the body. Then we're back at the start. Even if you somehow cheesed it and made it to the ghost house, it'll be too late if you start the dismemberment then.
Then what? Where did Setsuka die, and how did she end up like that?
This seems theoretically impossible. Well, I admit my first theory was debunked by Shobai. That means we have to start from square one.
No need for that. The crime is still possible even if we assume that Setsuka Chiebukuro died in the pool.
Really? Now what nonsense are you on about? There's a clear contradiction here.
Bullshit! It's all possible if there's an accomplice.
An accomplice? Shobai, you might not know this since you were always sleeping, but accomplices cannot exist. Even if there is an accomplice who helped the real culprit, only one person can win and escape. There are no benefits to becoming an accomplice.
Shut up and just listen to me. Well, the older sister of the twins that you guys suspected? Yeah, she's definitely not the blackened. That's for sure, so he's talking about Hibiki. But she did enter the ghost house and left a hairpin there, so it's hard to say that she isn't unrelated to this case.
So you're saying that my sis is an accomplice? Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
You said it yourself, you don't have any memory and you lose memory when you're in a pinch. An accomplice who helped the crime but lost the memory of doing so. Don't you think that's too good of an opportunity to miss?
Well, we already... And with this, I take a bow. My suspicions are confirmed. Thank you, Shobai Hashimoto.
What are you trying to say? By my theory, the real culprit used their twin sis in their own crimes. Let's fucking go! Give her a big mental shock or two, then use her as an accomplice. Once the deed is done, her memory will disappear, concealing the existence of the accomplice.
Wait, Shobai, but that raises some questions. If that's true, then the culprit needs to know the fact that Hibiki loses her memory if she receives a mental shock.
Well, duh. That's why the person who knows that is the real culprit.
Someone who knew about Hibiki's secret used her as an accomplice? Wait, the only person who readily knew that fact was...
Kanade Otonokoji! The culprit is you! Whoops.
The only person who already knew Hibiki's tendency to lose her memory is you, Kanade Otonokoji.
Ironic, ain't it? You're the one who revealed that fact. Congrats, you scored an own goal.
I was right. Again. I'm getting good at discerning the culprits.
Kanade Otonokoji, she's the one who did it.
Wait a minute, Kanade's the culprit?
What, you got a problem with that?
Well, not exactly, but she helped us throughout the last trial as well.
By that logic, Emma also helped out during Yuri's case as well.
Wait, not everything has been confirmed yet, and we can't be sure whether there was an accomplice or not.
Shobai, why do you think that these two are the culprit?
I mean, I know I did the trial by myself because we were about to die if I didn't. But even so, you sure keep your brains only as decorations, don't you?
Why is my Shobai so fixed on Kanade being the culprit? Let's listen to what he has to say.
Alright, let's go! But yeah, I was right, Kanade's the culprit. Good shit, let's go. Alright. Alright. There are a lot of reasons to suspect. The first was the state of the corpse. The dismembered corpse, yeah. What do you think was the cause of death? Okay. What was dismemberment? We don't know about that yet. The files didn't mention the cause of death. They did not, yeah. Said something sharp was the murder weapon. That is true. She was stabbed by a knife and then dismembered. No. You have some traces of being stabbed on her body. Was there more? Okay. No. Immediately spotted that one. The non-stop debates are pretty generous in this game. I said that, like, I think during last chapter, but this game is really generous overall.
Wait, Nikkei, did you say that we searched through every body part?
Yeah, it was hard for my eyes to do it, but we managed to.
What you said just reminded me. It seems like every part was carefully laid on the altar, but that's not the truth. One part, to be precise, the abdomen was missing, right, Shobai?
What are you asking me for? But the girl's right. Body is missing from the hip up to the part below the chest.
It was also written in the monochrome file as well, if I recall correctly.
The area around the stomach was missing.
Wait, the fact that they deliberately got rid of that part. That must mean there was some clue on the abdomen area.
Maybe they stabbed her there. That might have tried to hide the cause of death. Oh, why? I thought there was a reason important enough for them to hide that.
There was, actually.
What's that?
You might not know this, but the stabbing mark on a body is different depending on the hand that you use. To be short, you can determine whether the stabber is right-handed or left-handed using the marks.
Man, I knew having somebody with the talent of Shobai would be helpful.
Really? But what does that have to do with hiding the cause of death?
Isn't Kanade left-handed? They say that only 10% of all people are left-handed. The majority are right-handed, and I reckon that this might be the likely situation amongst us as well. Now, what if the mark indicated that a left-handed person had stabbed the missing abdomen? You're suggesting that the culprit is left-handed?
Kanade, I'm asking just in case. What hand do you usually use? My left hand.
Bingo!
That was amazing!
You thought all of that just from the missing abdomen? How in the world does your thought process work?
There is one thing I would like to ask you, Shobai. How did you know that Kanade was left-handed? You did suspect her based on the fact that the culprit was left-handed, yes?
That girl did some performance thingy on the second island, right? In front of the shrine? The guitar she used was left-handed.
You remember that from that long ago?
See, that's what I was thinking. I immediately went back to the thumbnail of of an episode where I used the twins on the concert. And I was like, yeah, Kanade was left-handed.
Wait, maybe all this time, were you just pretending that you weren't interested in us, but in reality you were? Don't make me laugh. You might be under the impression that you finally solved the case with your incredible intellect. If we're talking about lefties, there are plenty of people here who are left-handed besides me. Like Iroha. Wait, what? And how did you know that I was left-handed? Wait, that doesn't matter right now. You know, I scraped your pen with your left hand, right? How could anyone miss something that simple? And Shobai, you still haven't solved the contradiction of the gate records. You need to move the body from the pool to the ghost house in Block A somehow. Even with the inclusion of an accomplice in crime, that is still impossible.
I'm so sorry, Missy, but that ain't quite the case.
What?
Do you really think that I'd suspect you just from the stabbing marks? This is just a conviction. It's not like the abdomen was actually found and I had material proof of the stab wounds. I just tried to come up with a reason why the culprit had to go through the hassle of getting rid of that part.
And how did you solve the contradiction of the gate records?
I'll go over them now. What do you think was the actual reason this contradiction occurred from both the ghost house and the pool in the first place?
Well, an alive person must use their handbooks in order to go through the gate. But since Setsuka couldn't do that after she was dead, only the in records will get recorded.
So when we ruled out the places without any suspicious out records, only the pool and the ghost house were left. Think about that once more. Only a virtual ID gets saved on the gate records, right? You all assumed that ID was Setsuka's just because it had no out records.
So what? Just tell us already.
Hasty, huh? To put it simply, all the gate records of the attractions can be manipulated.
Is that so?
What? Wait! The gates already require you to use your handbooks to enter or leave. What? I dropped something. Where is it? Oh, there it is. The gates already require you to use your handbooks to enter or leave. How in the world would you manipulate that? Who said anything about using your own handbooks? Monocro never once mentioned that you have to use your own handbook. He simply stated that you needed to use a handbook.
That means...
Yep, you can use the handbook of another person to go through the gates. Don't lie to us. How does that make any sense? Well, it does. I tried it.
So back when we first arrived on the third island.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, perfect timing. One of you, I don't care who. Just give me your handbook for a sec.
Sure, bye. Joe, I prefer you to speak to us first. What's gotten into you?
Enough about that and give me the thing. I need to test something.
Now, what do you offer in return? It's not like you cooperated with us throughout this time.
Then you, give me yours.
But why? It sounds like this. You need to act strong, or they'll think you're a pushover. You're right. Why would I give you my handbook? You haven't even thanked me for the last time when I woke you up.
Give it to me now, unless you want your head ripped off.
There he is! Iroha, just hand it to him. So the reason you took Iroha's handbook was to try that out?
Yeah!
Everyone, do you know what this means? It means that our basis of the gate records was wrong from the start.
But even if what Shobai said is true, it only became harder or even impossible for us to identify who was who.
Nope! If you assume that the gate records were rigged and reverse the thinking process, the case begins to unfold. My theory is this. Setsuka Chiebukuru died at the pool, and the time of death was probably around this morning.
Morning?
Give me the records again, I'll go over them one by one for you. Man, Shobai is really afraid of dying, isn't he? As you said, Setsuka Chiebukuru went somewhere by the culprit's request, and that was the pool. Give me a second. Alright, we're back. Reopen my window. Seems like the construction work noises are subsided, apparently. Got that? If you look at the pool gate record, Setsuka Chibukuru's ID is probably IS3JZ2. Sorry. Who went in at 8:45. DJ6SX7, or should I say Mr. Kanade, or Mr. Kanade, poor girl. Miss Kanade over there entered 1 minute ahead of her. But that would mean that Miss Little Sis left at 9:22, only 40 minutes to spare. Oh, and that's where the accomplice comes into play. I called out the twin sis as the accomplice, remember? 9:22 is exactly when she entered the pool, using the handbook of her little sis.
What's going on right now? I didn't quite understand.
Me too.
Oh, I see. Kanade had her sis, who was waiting outside, had the handbook from the handed her sis, who was waiting at the outside, the handbook from inside. The gates only check if a human being passes through them, so objects do not matter.
The little shit was shown the corpse by the slightly littler shit. Oh god. And just as we were told, she receives a mental shock and loses her sanity, becoming the best crime tool ever, an accomplice that loses her memory. After all, the littler shit left the swimming pool at 9:54, setting up the pool sign so that no one would enter.
Wait, what? I thought that the out record at 9:54 was IS3JZ2. Wasn't that Setsuka?
According to this theory, she would have already died at that point. Now it's been confirmed that you can use a handbook that belongs to another. That would have been Hibiki using Setsuka's handbook. What about after that? The littler shit came back at 12:54, carrying the tools needed to dismember the corpse. She used her own handbook this time. After spending about 5 hours cutting the body up, they both left at 5:24 and 5:25 with the body pieces. They probably got rid of the sign at that point. The little shit throws the sign over the gate at 5:24, and the littler shit puts the sign back in the swimming pool and leaves at 5:25. It's as simple as that. Here, they can use their handbooks this time. No, here they can use their own handbooks this time. Now, what do you think will be the end result of the gate records if we follow these steps? The end result? Well... Oh! Hibiki used Kanade's handbook when entering the pool, right? And since Kanade's ID already had an in record, it would show an out record. So when Hibiki left through the gates, the resulting output would have an in record. I see, so that's how the pool had an ID without an out record. If we apply Shobai's theory, the actual reality of the pool gate records would be like this. 8:44 and 8:45. Those two records here would be from Kanade and Setsuka, respectively. And the out record at 9:22 was Hibiki using Kanade's handbook to enter the pool. The out record at 9:54 was Kanade using Setsuka's handbook to leave. And she entered with her own handbook with the tools at 12:54. And finally, after she dismembered the body, both she and Hibiki left at 5:25 and 5:24, respectively. Alright. It's a little more complicated than I thought. But it still holds up true with my idea of this case. This is definitely the most complex case I've ever had. Like, for real. Here, even though Hibiki was already inside the pool, this was the first time she used her handbook on the gate, which resulted in an in input. Thus, the ID without an out record, NU30002, was not Setsuka, but actually Hibiki. There we go. Yeah.
It's getting a bit complicated. Could you give me a simpler explanation? Sora's explanation was simple enough, though. You couldn't even understand that?
Well, she is an idiot after all. Second time. Third strike, you're out, Mikado.
But, Wait, I get that you're assuming that the culprit used the time between 12:54 and 5:24 to dismember the body. You would need ample time, after all. But it took 3 hours for the culprit to return to the pool from 9:54 to 12:54. And what do you think it would take? When do you think it would take 3 hours for me, the culprit, according to your theory, just to find the dismemberment tools?
Who cares? The signpost would have kept anyone out of the pool anyway. You had loads of time to spare. Iroha, you said that you saw Hibiki enter the ghost house a bit before 6, right? So that must have been at 5:55 where they arrived from the swimming pool.
It must have been then that the twins moved the corpse to the ghost house. After all, the body was actually found there.
But how?
Come again?
I told you this before. How would you move from block C to A without getting caught? The only thing Shobai deduces is how the gate records can be explained, and how the murder could have happened in the pool. Even he doesn't know how the body was moved, right?
She definitely has a point. The corpse had the head, both body, both arms.
Both arms, hands, legs, and the feet. 10 pieces altogether. And how would you manage to move them without getting caught? The first ever record of someone entering the ghost house was 5:55. Since we have Hiro as a witness, we can surely say that it was a Vicky order at that time. By Shobai's theory, the culprit left the pool at 5:55, leaving only 30 minutes to... no, 5:25 I imagine, leaving only 30 minutes to move the body to the ghost house. But now that we know there was an accomplice, it would take half the time and effort to move all the body pieces, right?
So each carries 5 total pieces. Do you really think that's possible?
I'm sorry.
Maybe they had some sort of bag that had the corpse inside. You know, the ones in movies and manga. A corpse bag. And what if someone finds you? How are you going to explain it to them? What if they open the bag or something?
The reality, that really is the main problem. Forget the time constraints, you need to stealthily move the body without getting caught. Mono rails. During the parade, no one would use them. It is that easy.
I just thought of an incredible solution. What is it, Nikkei?
I rest my case. I mean, I'm probably gonna get debunked since the music didn't stop.
The monorail. We have the monorail that goes around each department in the theme park. If they use that, it would take around 5 minutes from each department to department, and as a plus, you wouldn't be seen as well.
Oh, that's right.
The monorail, sure, you can use the monorail to move without being seen and save time as well. But was it really possible for the culprit to use the monorails?
No! Oh, right, I forgot. They were in maintenance at that time. They were in maintenance.
Okay, I'm afraid that's impossible.
How come? It's definitely a possibility.
No, by the theory we're going with, the culprit must have moved the corpse between 5:25 and 5:55. If you see the monorail timetable, you'll quickly see that the monorails weren't active at that time.
What? Really?
Monocro did say that the monorails were only active every other hour.
That's probably right. I was at the theme park early for the 6 parade, for the 6 o'clock parade. But I don't recall seeing any monorails pass by.
Monorail. Yeah, that's right. Muzi, you said it. She used the monorails.
What? I didn't just say that.
Shut up and listen.
First, she leaves the pool at 5:25 and moves the pieces to the Block C monorail station. This shouldn't take long, right? She would be moving within the same department. She then leaves the corpse there and uses Setsuka's handbook to call out Airhead Girl to the Mirrored Mansion. Then the older sis moves to the ghost house at Block A to deliberately be seen by entering the ghost house by the Bubblehead Girl.
She did it on purpose? Why do such a thing?
Probably to accuse Hibiki as the culprit in the trial. And we actually did so in the beginning of the trial based on Iroha's account.
Wait, why do you all think of me when you heard Bubblehead Girl?
Because Iroha, you're adorable. You're cute as hell, but come on. You're no Kanata, alright? I'm sorry, you're just gonna be cursed with that comparison forever. I mean, you are bubble-headed, after all. Oh, she looks so cute!
Mikado, why are you picking on Iroha? Why don't you pick on someone your own size, you worthless criminal? Go kill yourself.
That's the second time, bro. I need to screenshot again. I'm gonna make a compilation out of these. Alright, and post it. There we go. My broken heart.
Would you shut up for us 1 second? I'm trying to focus, damn it. First, 5:55, the older sis enters the ghost house to cut the fuse and put out the fire to make the ghost house dark. Next, she has to hurry, because there is another gate record but only 2 minutes after she entered. Since she used Setsuka Chiyobukuru's handbook when she entered, she used her own when leaving the place. This way, 2 in-outputs get recorded, and she leaves no sign that she ever left the place. You all saw the parade together at 6, right? The littler shit goes to see that, while the little shit goes to the Block A monorail station. The monorail will start moving at 6, so she rides it from Block A to C, and carries the body parts back to Block A through the monorail. Well, guess I was right. At first I said during the parade, but then I said before the parade, given that this was before, but then I said, oh, but they were in maintenance, but now he said, no, it was during the parade. I'm on fire! This way you'd be able to solve both the time and stealth issue.
Amazing. It looked to be impossible at first, but now we have a clear grasp of what actually happened.
And so, what next? Continue.
There's not much left after this. Hide the body parts somewhere near the ghost house, and after confirming that white-haired girl over there left it at 7:36, go inside the ghost house with the body. Here you again use Setsuka Chiebukuro's handbook at the gate.
Since they used Setsuka's handbook when first entering the ghost house, this time the resulting output would be an out record.
Exactly. Everything left is simple. Set up the corpse on the altar, create a pool of blood using the blood packs. And when it's finished, the newly reformed ghost house, now with an actual corpse. Now, the ghost house gate records until this point can be summed up to this. How is it? This is the result of this case. Kanade Otonokoji as the culprit, and Hibiki Otonokoji as the evidence. That can't be.
Honestly, if we consider Shobai's usual behavior into account, it's hard to trust him, but it's logically sound, and his reasoning is perfect. Kanade, are you really the culprit? Did you really murder Suka? And I helped you without any knowledge of that? What should I do? I don't know what to do. Sis, don't cry. That beardy hack is just talking nonsense.
Got any rebuttals?
Rebuttal? Are you really thinking to yourself that you really cracked this case? Let's get straight to the point. You're completely wrong. Full of contradictions again. And to marvel at this stupid of a theory, why, you all have questionable brains, don't you?
What part of it is a contradiction? This is the best trial in the game by a long shot so far. This is an actual battle of wits. I don't remember the last time I had something like this. Like, normally, the culprit does a good rebuttal or two, but this is literally like this is the antagonist of the cast flipping the script, taking care of the case, and having a battle of wits with the blackened. This is awesome! This is actually so cool!
As much as this theory has holes like it's Swiss cheese, the main problem are two big contradictions. Shobai, you told us that after leaving the pool, we left the body at the station and used the monorail to move to the ghost house, right? And remind us, whose handbook did we use when entering the ghost house?
He said it was Setsuka's.
And you think that's possible?
Isn't it possible? The culprit must have had her handbooks ever since she was murdered.
Everyone, you might be able to pass through the gates using someone else's handbooks, but only handbooks that are active are valid in this case.
Oh shit! Man, it's flabbergasted. He got caught lacking. Shobai, what are you doing, my man?
Shobai?
Shit! You're right. I made a mistake. Oh, I see. Even if you have Setsuka's handbook, only Setsuka herself can turn it on. Why does that matter? We had the same issue with Emma, but she used Kokoro's fingers. No, bro. That was possible because Emma cut and kept Kokoro's fingers. Shobai specifically said that the culprit left the corpse at the station. According to this theory, you would never be able to turn Setsuka's handbook on at the ghost house.
It takes a long time to arrive at Block A from C, even at running speed. Even if you use Setsuka's hand to turn on the handbook before you leave, it'll be turned off by the time you reach the ghost house.
You're right. As we discussed in the last trial, the touchscreen lock of the handbook sleep mode requires the owner's fingerprints.
Wait, speaking of Emma, why didn't the culprit use the method Yuki just mentioned? The method Yuki just mentioned? You mean cutting the fingers off and carrying them?
Impossible. Setsuka's wrists were cut off. Her fingers were all fine.
I mean, you could just carry those hands to turn the handbooks on.
No, that's probably not it. Then we'd again have the problem how to carry the body without getting caught. Even if hands are small compared to the whole body, they still have considerable size, and you're doomed if they bleed. There's too much risk at hand. Oh shit, Shobai was caught lacking. This is an actual battle, alright guys? I cannot stress this enough. This is the best trial so far, and by a long margin. I mean, I know Kanade did it. And Shobai knows Kanade did it as well. But still. Maybe they managed to luckily carry the body without getting caught.
Really? Then let's assume the culprit somehow solved this issue. Let's go over to the next problem. Can we really go over the issue that easily? Well, actually, we have a much bigger problem here. Shobai said that the culprit hid the body parts near the ghost house to wait until Sora left the place. And may I ask you, Where's that place? How in the world can you find a place to hide 10 body pieces? If there was a pile of body parts near the ghost house, anyone would have noticed it. It would seem unnatural if you hid it all inside a bag. But if you hide them separately, it would take time for the culprit to gather back the pieces. You're not really going to say that the culprit also managed this through luck as well, are you? Well, if you are, we have our trusty Sora. He searched every nook and cranny near the ghost house. Right, Sora?
Okay, that problem is easily solvable, actually. The folding screen. They could have just waited for Sora to be done, and then just pulled the body parts out of the folding screen and just completed the setup after. The first problem, I think, is the bigger one.
Oh yeah, I searched not only the inside of the house, but also the outside as I was leaving the place. If there was a corpse hidden near the ghost house, I would have noticed it right away.
No, wait, maybe it's not the ghost house.
Hide it in somewhere else other than the ghost house? Poor old Shobai.
Hi, Kokichi, it's good to be back.
But we searched every other place as well. Sora, Hiroha, and I searched basically everywhere in Block A, so there are no other options, Shobai.
Dude, who do you think I'm suspecting here? You're saying that you, who I suspect as the culprit, search Block A. I mean, do I really need to say more? What do you mean? She just has to hide the body in the place that she searched in. She's the culprit, and all she has to do is say there was nothing there.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Shobai. You're saying that the body was hidden at the complete opposite end of the park from the ghost house.
What?
The place I investigated was that area. Storehouse and beyond. I hate to break it to you, little Shobai, but that's a bit too far away from the ghost house, don't you think?
You little...
Wait, what about that? Is there a problem with it being too far? We can't move the body around when there's everyone running around in Block A, right? The culprit must have moved the body parts at least after Sora left the ghost house, which is 7:36.
Folding screen. I'm so certain that you could do that setup in 25 minutes.
According to the gate records, the culprit carried the...
Oh wait, no. I misunderstood that part of the case. Okay, this case is fucking bonkers, dude.
Culprit carried the body parts 6 minutes later at 7:42, right?
So that's it. If you had the body parts too far away from the ghost house, you wouldn't be able to retrieve them within the next 6 minutes.
Sora even said that she looked outside the ghost house, so she would have stayed there for at least 1 to 2 minutes after that. So we would only have about 4 to 5 minutes to move the body parts. If you wanted to move all 10 corpse pieces within that time limit, you would have hit it somewhere close to the ghost house.
She got you, Shobai. Wait, both Miss Older Sis and Younger Sis are in it together according to Shobai, right? So if they move them together...
I told you, it's impossible even for 2 people. They would have to make 2 round trips even if there was an accomplice.
Why is she descending? Kanade, you good? Kanade... Kanade's being pulled to the depths of hell where she belongs.
Even in the case that we hid it in the nearest storehouse, it's impossible to make 2 round trips within 4 minutes. Unless you have teleportation skills, that is. Teleportation? Does that mean Mikado is...
Wait, even the rules mention I cannot use magic in murders. You do remember it, right? You haven't forgotten about it, or me, right?
Then what's actually going on here?
Shobai, is there another way?
See, they're all ignoring you because you made such an idiotic comment.
I think you mean they're ignoring you. Be quiet in the peanut gallery over there.
Hey, Yuriko. Hey, Yuriko. You're not helping a lot either.
Is Shobai's theory wrong? Kanade definitely has a point there. What kind of method did the culprit actually use?
Non-stop debate time, let's go. This is the big roadblock of the case. It's kind of crazy that we haven't had an intermission yet. Ghost house, gate records, fireplace, fuse box. I think it's the fireplace. It's no use trying to think of another way. It's that fast. It's impossible to move the corpse that fast. Okay. Guess Shobai's theory was wrong. I don't think it was. Wait, that means the culprit actually managed to move the body without using the monorails. The only method... I spilled water. Whoops. That's the only solution we have now. But the gate records were rigged, right? In that case, the culprit stayed inside for 2 minutes inside the ghost house. Okay. Okay.
it would still make sense, or I might have missed the corpse that was dark inside. Huh. It's either against Mikado or Nikkei, and it's about the fuse.
Let's try to find the contradiction from a structural standpoint of the ghost house. We can't afford to make the smallest of mistakes. If we consider the structure, we might find he's right.
Alright, I'm gonna try Mikado's first, because that seems like the most normal one. Nope. Okay. It's not it. So from a structural standpoint, we have the fireplace and fuse next to each other. This one's gonna be difficult. This one's gonna be pretty tough. I should have seen the truth bullets at the start like I usually do. That was my bad. I'm trying to think. Let's review one more time, and if I don't make it, I'll cut the video too until I get there. Okay. It would be impossible to move the corpse that fast. I guess that's right. Theory was wrong. Wait, that means that they moved the body without using the monorails. Guess that's the only solution we have for now. The gate records were rigged. They hid the body and cut the fuse during that time. Why did I shoot there? I'm so stupid. Wait, I just missed last time? Seems like that. That's not it, okay. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Oh, so it was Nikkei. Got it. So it was Nikkei. So it was Nikkei's. It was Nikkei's statement. Got it. I thought it was either that or Mikado. Mikado's crosshair was a little off center, but it's fine.
Nikkei, I'm afraid that would be impossible.
Why? I get that you have barely enough time, but if you move at full speed.
Sarah's right. 2 minutes is far from enough when you're trying to hide 10 body pieces. And more importantly, the ghost house fuse box is the problem. They opened it to cut the wires, remember? That means they had to visit the innermost part of the ghost house. The fuse box was located just beside the entrance to the altar. And the altar is located innermost in the ghost house. Just going to and fro would take up all the time.
Maybe there was a secret passage that only the culprit knew of. They could have hidden the body there and gained access to the fuse box as well.
Please can someone knock some sense into him? There's no way that kind of passage would exist. The most crucial thing is, if the culprit carried the body into the ghost house, the person who saw that should have noticed it. So how is it, Hiroha? Did my sister enter the ghost house holding something in her hands or not? What?
Oh, why are you so flustered?
Well, I just didn't expect to get called. What did you say? Yeah, it seems like you're not very fond of the fact that you have your head attached to your neck.
Jesus! Calm down!
Would it kill you to please pay attention? You told us that you saw my sis entering the ghost house at around 5:55. Oh! She was empty-handed. If she was holding a piece of the corpse, I would have recognized it. See? So that means we didn't transport the body directly to the ghost house. I cannot be the culprit. And as mentioned before, there are too many contradictions to suspect my sister as the culprit.
I have something to inquire, Kanade. You have successfully shown us that you cannot be the culprit. That doesn't mean you yourself admit that your first theory was wrong. Then, now that it's come to this, who do you think is the actual culprit?
That's, well... Honestly, I also need to think through this again. I was so focused on proving my innocence that I haven't come up with another theory yet. Shobai, how about you? This is the first time you stood up in a class trial. Are there any other theory you'd provide us with?
He's flabbergasted. Man got skill diffed by Kanade. Wait a sec. I need to clear my thoughts. I missed something big.
Is this no? It can't be. Our two brains are stumped. Please give it your all. We're all counting on you. This case is honestly so complex that even I cannot get a good grasp on it.
It's Kanade. I'm still 100% sure it's Kanade, by the way. I have no doubts whatsoever that it's Kanade who did this. She can try to prove her innocence all she wants, but it's Kanade. This was Kanade's crime for multiple reasons.
Oh no, we're doomed. I knew we needed Kokoro. If Kokoro was here, she would have solved the case immediately if only she hadn't been killed. Iroha, would you please shut up?
We're all doing our best, but...
I'm tired.
Oh no, Vicky. Please, would someone clog her mouth or something? I'm gonna shoot you in the forehead. Yuki? Is Yuki gonna be our salvation? Nope. I was putting too much faith on my boy.
Been through 2 class trials. Of course they were difficult and we were stumped a couple of times. But this is the first time that our reasoning came to a stop completely. The culprit of this case, who is it? How did they kill Setsuka? Even Kanade, who is the smartest out of all of us, is having a hard time coming up with a solution. A person with no special brains or talent like me would never hope to help out everyone in this case. I've got it! Kanade? So that was it! Everyone, I know the culprit now. Really? Oh, Kanade, I knew it! I believed in you! Hooray! And you thank Shobai for this. Without him, I would have believed without a doubt that my sister was the culprit. Nor would I have realized that the gate records had been rigged or that my sister was used. So you admit to the fact that Hibiki is an accomplice? No, my sister wasn't an accomplice. She was just literally used by the real culprit, the poor thing. This case was performed by a single person, a meticulous one is that. So who is it? Let me spell out the clues for you. Follow along with me, everyone. First, just as Shobai said, there...
Oh, there. I know exactly who she's gonna point towards. And Kanade, you are a sly little shit. The pieces do line up as well, but it's not her. It's not Iroha.
First, just as Shobai said, they are left-handed. And they provided us with a false testimony so that my poor sister would get suspected. And they had an alibi during the parade so that could freely move around the monorail. I'm sure you've all realized what I'm talking about, right? Left-handed false account has an alibi during the parade. The person who fits all the criteria is...
I'm sorry, Iroha. I don't think it's her, though.
The person who fits all of the criteria is... Iroha Nijimen. Has to be you. Hooray for Kanade! She has easily tracked down the culprit for us. What?
Okay. Back down! What is going on? Is she actually the culprit? I don't trust this for 1 minute. I do not trust this for a single minute. I will be right back. I need like a 10-minute break. Jesus fucking Christ. Knuckles cracked. Headset on. Water bottle refilled. Oh yeah. It's class trial time. Let's go. I will re-see the truth bullets to see which ones we haven't used yet. So let's see. We haven't used the monochrome file, which I'm sure we'll at some point. We've used this. We haven't used this. We've used this, not this, not this, this. We haven't used this either. We've used this. We've used this, sorry. This. We haven't used this. And we haven't used this either. Alright. Let's go, guys. It's time. I don't trust that it's Iroha, honestly. I really don't. I think it's Kanade.
The only person who matched the criteria that Kanade mentioned is you, Iroha. No, wait! Why am I the culprit? Why this all of a sudden? Then let me explain step by step. Sora, could you show me the Poolgate records once more? Firstly, like Shobai said, Setsuka died in the pool, in the morning specifically. Iroha called Setsuka to the pool in the morning. So Setsuka enters at 8:44 and Iroha enters at 8:45. 45, okay. Wait, I never entered the pool like ever! Shut up, you murderer!
Yeah, it's Kanade. It's just, dude, you Blinded, you might want to try and fake me out all you want, but it's Kanade. Like, it's not even close.
Use my sister to murder Setsuka and then blame the whole murder on me? How are you going to pay? I never.
So then what?
Then she killed Setsuka on the spot and left the pool at 9:22 to set up the signpost, and she goes off to gather the tools needed to cut the body.
So that wasn't a Vicky entering, but Iroha leaving?
Yes, Setsuka's handbook. Then Setsuka's ID, DJ6SX7, would show an output. Then she returns to the pool at 9:54. This time she has to use her own handbook. Oh, so nobody was in the pool since 9:54.
This is going with the same logic as Shobai, but I see that this approach also makes sense.
She finishes preparing the body for 12:54, and after eliminating any traces left, she leaves the pool using Setsuka's handbook. By doing this, Iroha will leave the pool, but an input will be saved. According to the records.
Wait, let me get this straight. Shobai's theory was that the corpse was cut up between 12:53 and 5:54, right? And you're suggesting that it was instead done between 9:54 and 12:54.
Yes, 3 hours should be just enough time to do this job. And by the way, we solved the mystery of why it took 3 hours just to bring the dismemberment tools. You're right, Shiobai's theory was acceptable, but not being able to explain 3 hours is a bit weird.
Then the dismemberment process was already done by 12:54? But doesn't that leave too much time until we find the corpse?
Listen carefully, I'll explain everything. 12:54, Iroha kept all the corpse pieces into one place before leaving the pool. Later, at 5:24, she uses her handbook in herself to bring the corpse in pieces out. And 1 minute later, 5:25, she uses Setsuka's handbook to leave the pool. We can now perfectly explain the gate records of the pool by this logic.
Okay.
I see, so it was possible to read the records even without an accomplice. I guess it would have been for the culprit to create no out records to avoid any suspicion from the pool. Both mine and Shobai's theory have limitations in that regard. I guess there was a reason for the culprit to do so.
Really? Did Hiroha actually...
Wait, I'm really not the culprit. I never heard of any of this.
No, I believe her. I really do. I don't think she is.
Shut up, I'm not done with my theory. Now for the next part, Iroha, who has successfully finished her job at the pool, moves the corpse pieces to the Block C monorail section. Later, she herself runs to Block A.
But isn't that the same as Shobai's theory?
Wait just a bit on that. Now's the important part. After Iroha arrives at Block A, she needs to enter the ghost house at 5:55. Here, it doesn't really matter that much whether she uses her handbook or Setsuka, but it was probably better to use her own. I'll explain this a bit later. As I said before, she goes inside to cut the wires of the ghost house fuse box, and she uses Setsuka's handbook to leave.
Wait, what the hell are you on about now? That's exactly what you said was impossible when I brought it up. Setsuka's hand is at the monorail station of Block C. How are you going to turn her handbook on? I was going to ask that too, but I guess he was faster. The theory you're trying to propose just substituted the culprit from you to Bubblehead. With everything else, you're basically saying the same stuff.
Honestly, can you even hear yourself? You just have to carry the hands, right? But Kanade, didn't you yourself say that was impossible? It would be impossible for Sis, but definitely possible with Iroha. Iroha actually has a pretty handy tool to hide the hands.
And what's that?
Her hat.
Are you kidding me?
What? Both Sis and I have no ideal space to carry the hands without being seen. The pockets are too small to shove the hands in, and if we try to hide it within our clothes, it would stick out and seem unnatural. You'd need to both not be seen and also be able to pull it out whenever needed. This is a case where every minute and second matters. The hand must have been readily available whenever the situation called for it.
And you're suggesting that the hiding place was Iroha's hat?
If you put the severed hands on your head and put the hat on top, you would hold it in place and it wouldn't seem unnatural. Not only that, but you could also pull it out whenever you wanted to turn the handbook on, so it matches every condition I've just mentioned. And technically speaking, Iroha's hat isn't a tool but an attire she always wears, so she wouldn't cause any suspicion as well.
So basically she put the hands on top of her head. Ugh.
Why would I do such a horrible thing? The one who entered the ghost house was Vicky, not me. I saw with my own eyes. That's exactly why I'm suspecting you, Iroha. If you perhaps lied about seeing my sister, you have no alibi. I'm not the one. Let Vicky tell her the truth. I don't know. I can't remember. Shiobai, is there anything left bothering you? I'll take that as a no. Then let's continue. Iroha causes a blackout to the ghost house, then moves to the blockade monorail station.
Shiobai is just waiting for her to slip up. I know it, because he's convinced that it was Kanade who did this. Even through his mistake, he's convinced. And I'm gonna be honest, so am I.
When the monorail resumes its operation at 6, she rides it back to Block C to move the corpse. That part is the same as Shiobai's theory. This is the important part. Iroha must have hid the body parts near the ghost house. The place I suspect is the small park in front of the ghost house. Perhaps in one of the bushes there.
Okay, I'm starting to second guess myself now. Kanade, why?
Wait, but then we're stuck at the same place as before. You guys searched Block A, so if somebody had hidden that kind of stuff...
Wait. No, wait, don't tell me. The Kanade might have planted the pins there just to... Did she predict this?
You guys searched Block A, so if somebody had hidden that kind of stuff... Yes, that's why I'm suspecting Hiroha. It was Hiroha who investigated the park area. Chiyobai said it just now, didn't he? That all the culprit has to do is hide the corpse in the place that we're supposed to investigate. While I was unable to do so because I investigated the place furthest away from the ghost house, the park that Iroha investigated was right across the ghost house. In terms of distance, she'd have no problems.
She just pretended to investigate and then she lied about there being nothing, just like Shiobai said.
Liar, liar, pants on fire! Exactly what part am I not making sense to you? But it was you who told me to investigate the park area. How was I supposed to know beforehand that you would assign me to that place? I see, that was my bad. But I had no idea you were the filthy culprit back then. However, even if I told you to investigate some other place, wouldn't you have volunteered to investigate the park? What? Anyway, start investigating near the ghost house, so the only option left for you was probably the park. So that's why you chose that place. It was a pretty smart act considering it was coming from Iroha. You deserve some praise. No! I said I'm not the culprit!
And she's not! Guys, you're being spoon-fed bullshit!
After that, well, you all know the drill, right? She hid the corpse and came back to us. And pretended to join in our investigation and carried the corpse from the park to the ghost house once Sora left the place. This was around 7:42, since the last time she used the ghost house gate, she used Setsuka's handbook. She used her own handbook to enter the ghost house. That way, she'd be able to create an ID from around 5:50 without an outrider. And also from here on out, speed is key. As such, since it will be difficult to use Setsuka's handbook, she would have used her own handbook for convenience. This is why I told you before that Iroha would have used her own handbook first. After entering, Iroha prepares the final step to her plan. She puts the body parts on the altar, uses the blood packs to create a bloody mess, then hides behind the sliding screen near the entrance. After the body announcement, she pretends like she just entered the place, and voila! From corpse moving to false alibi to false evidence, she did it all by herself. Iroha? No! I told you I'm not the culprit! Yeah, if seeing a Biggie entering the ghost house was a lie. The hairpin! How can you explain the hairpin from the ghost house? You obviously just stole them beforehand. Sister was clearly not herself after the motive reveal yesterday night. Even a Tuller would have been able to take it from her. When did I ever have a chance to steal that? You were the one who told us that Hibiki refused to come out of her room this morning. That was still this morning. I have no idea where she was and what she did afterwards. I only met her again after we found the corpse. Or do you have any proof that you didn't meet my sister in that time?
Iroha, I want to believe you. Don't do this. I'm not trying to blame you or anything, but didn't you arrive late after the body announcement? The body was found in Block A, yet you arrived even later than Yoriko and Nikkei, who were in Block C. Why is that, I wonder?
That's because I was the only one who didn't receive Setsuka's message! You told me later that you received a weird message, right? Yoriko was heading towards the ghost house anyways because of that message! That is true, but based on our observations so far, that message was sent by the culprit as well, right? What? Sure, all messages from Setsuka today were sent by the culprit. That is all the more reason that the culprit needed to carry Setsuka's hand at all times. As I said before, the only person capable of easily transporting Setsuka's hands is Iroha.
Well, this is...
So Iroha really did... Shobai, I'd like to know your thoughts on this.
Her theory itself has no contradictions, but the fact that the Bubblehead girl thought of a trick this high-leveled, that itself could be considered a contradiction.
He's right, how could someone as stupid as me think of a murder?
Okay, maybe it was Iroha. I accept defeat. Maybe it was Iroha. Part of me really wanted it to be Kanade, but fuck, dude. If they stay alive after, if both the twins stay alive after this. Oh, what is this, dude? What am I playing through?
You're saying that about yourself? Oh, she could have been acting all this time. A wolf in sheep's clothing, if you will. That's not true. I'm innocent. Please believe me. If you claim that you're not the culprit, then where's your rebuttal? This is literally the same situation that you would put my sis in. Tell me, what is the difference between going on about your innocence without any logic to back it up, and sis bawling her eyes out?
Oh!
Illogical nonsense! You're asking to be executed! Seems like Hiro has backed into a corner. Is she really the culprit? Kanade and Shobai did most of the reasoning, and there doesn't seem to be like there are any contradictions. Then I guess they're right.
Silence from both the attacking team and defenders. Have you come to a conclusion? I'm sure you're all aware since this is the third class trial, but you cannot take back your decision. Now then, everyone, vote for the culprit with the switch in front of you.
No, wait, no. I'm not accepting this. We're still missing the climax reasoning and the spaceship minigame. I don't know if that happens every single case, but the climax reasoning is like an integral part of the game up until chapter 5 at least. Will that answer be the truth or not? Now vote. Objection! What? Mikado Sanoji?
What? Interrupting the voting again.
What is it, Mikado?
Something was bothering me all this time, and I finally know what it is. I'm not trying to side with Iroha, but I saw something back then.
Saw what?
According to Kanade's theory, Iroha should have dismembered the corpse between 9:54 and 12:54. Correct?
Alright, so it's not Iroha. Oh, god damn it! This trial is fucking awesome!
But I saw Iroha goofing around painting pictures near the harbor around 11.
What? Oh yeah, I was drawing pictures at the port at that time. Wait, why weren't you investigating? Well, I thought it would raise my spirits.
That isn't the important part. If Iroha was at the port around that time, then that means Kanade's theory is completely wrong.
Mikado, I take back every bad thing I've ever said about you. Thank you for helping me.
I most certainly didn't do it for you. Now that it's come to this, we're back to square one once again. My, what a troublesome situation. I just don't want to fucking die because of the twin.
Wait, can we even believe this guy? It's time for a scrum debate.
What's wrong, bro?
I mean, how can we tell if that's true or not, when it's Mikado of all people? Mikado has always meddled with us, so this time he might be trying to stop us from getting the answer right.
Excuse me? Why would I lie if not getting the answer right also cost me my life?
How should I know? Maybe you're behind all this and did it to survive on your own. After all, you're the one who gave us those motive videos, right?
Shinji's right. You're seriously saying that after all you've done so far? What makes you think you have the right to speak? Don't speak such nonsense. Iroha was definitely at the pool at that time.
I'm sorry, but I also can't believe his words that easily. If it wasn't for his testimony, Kanade's theory is perfect. But he doesn't gain anything by lying out of this.
If it was anyone else, Shobai even, I would have at least tried to believe it, but Mikado?
Am I that untrustworthy?
Of course you're the mastermind, for crying out loud! Technically speaking, you're the reason we're doing this class trial in the first place. Just this once, please believe Mikado. Oh, please believe in me! I really am innocent.
I'd rather place my trust on dogs' droppings than on him.
How cruel of you all!
At least take this seriously!
Is Iroha really the culprit? Iroha does seem like she's telling the truth. Of course, it could be her acting. Mikado is saying that he saw Iroha in the morning. I should think of something as well. Think of any information regarding Iroha. That could be the missing key to solving whether or not Iroha is the blackened.
Oh, there's the spaceship minigame. I thought it was a scrum debate first. Yeah, I know how to play this. It's Flappy Bird. We're gonna play Flappy Bird. Let's play Floppy Bird. I've heard this minigame gets actually really difficult with the passing of the class trials. Anyway, let's go. Oh wait, oh, I forgot the controls for like a split second. Whoops. Yep, I can see it becoming difficult. I'm dead. Goody. Alright, at least this game is generous. I have to say that. And people have told me that Yuri's skill was for this minigame. And Shobai sells the skills of dead classmates, so maybe how was that a hit? Okay. Oh my god, this is difficult. I'm playing Geometry Dash! Oh, we're gonna be stuck here for a while. I'll be right back. Oh, that was stage 1? Alright. I can finally control normally. Before the break, when was the last time we met Iroha? It was... Was it 30 minutes? No, it was during breakfast, right? At least I remember it. Please? Yes! Okay, okay. Alright, that's good. That's good. That's stage 1. Bro, this is actually pretty difficult. I was not expecting it. Like, the increase in difficulty from the last one is insane. Oh, and now... Oh, what? Oh, you can cheese it with iframes. That's at least something. How is that any fair? How was I supposed to know that was insta-death? Alright, at least I got through this one first time. I just need to get this right. Let's remember. What did we do with Iroha during breakfast? Oh, the coffee! Someone tried to frame her! And Sora ended up drinking it! If she had drank the coffee, nobody would have seen her during the morning and she would have no alibi. So that's why the coffee was drugged! Okay, now it makes sense. Oh god. How is that not a hit? Alright, now let's go. Let's see what we got this time. What happened after we drank Iroha's coffee? We fell asleep. Turned Super Saiyan. That's nice. There we go. Yep. So that coffee was meant for Iroha. Someone drugged it. And that someone is called Kanade Yotonokoji. That minigame was pretty difficult. The first stage was the hardest somehow. Wait, everyone! What's wrong, Sora? This just came to me, and it doesn't have anything to do with Mikado. But Iroha may not be the culprit. Sora, thank you! What's up with you? Actually, something very suspicious happened this morning. After breakfast, I was going to start my investigation when a sudden wave of irresistible sleep came over me. I told you about the reason I was late for the parade, remember? Oh, I do. You suddenly felt sleepy, and when you woke up, it was evening, right? But it's not like you were awake all night, right? And you slept through all the afternoon, even when you drank coffee for breakfast. That's exactly it. I saw Iroha wasn't drinking her coffee during the breakfast. I thought it was a waste, and naturally, being a can of coffee, I drank it instead. I was okay up until then, but after that, I felt incredibly sleepy, like as if I was drugged. It was an unnatural wave of sleep. You did? So what are you trying to say? Someone drugged the coffee with sleeping pills? Exactly. What? Now listen carefully. The coffee that I drank was meant for Iroha, right? What would have happened if Iroha instead drank the coffee? Well, Iroha would have slept until evening. Then that would mean that Iroha wouldn't have any alibi from morning to evening. Yeah, exactly. Huh? Wait, so someone tried to use sleeping drugs to prevent Iroha from having an alibi? Sorry for interrupting this, but was there anything like sleeping drugs on this island? There are some at the pharmacy section at the mart. I always check all the items there, but I didn't notice a difference in number. Do you open the packages and check the insides? Well, I can't. It would take forever if I did that every day. For a cup of coffee, 1 pill should be enough.
They probably didn't need to take the whole package. Anyways, let's get this straight. You drank a cup of coffee that was drugged with sleeping pills.
Well, why would someone prevent Iroha from having an alibi? What would they gain from that?
Wait, I know! There is someone who would benefit from all of this. Someone who's trying to frame Iroha by preventing any alibis.
Right, if Iroha's the culprit, it wouldn't make sense that the coffee was... Blah, blah, blah. I skipped that too early, sorry. Iroha's not the culprit. The culprit was the person who was trying to make Iroha drink that coffee.
Lion, you little shit! You had me second guessing myself.
Wait, if Sora drank the coffee that was originally intended for Iroha, then Iroha being outside during the morning was something unexpected even for the culprit, right?
That's right, so Mikado's account of seeing Iroha around 11 is something entirely possible.
How could you not believe me? I'm so disappointed in all of you. Hold on, if Iroha's not the culprit, then the real blackened is...
It's something that just came to me, but if we use this info in the first thought process, we can easily track down the culprit. Culprit's identity. The culprit is someone who had drugged Iroha's coffee. The culprit is someone who's trying to frame Iroha by erasing her alibi. Someone who was trying to frame her just now.
Third culprit reveal, baby! What? I'm tired of going with the left. Kanade, sweetie, we need to have a talk.
あなたです。
Culprit was someone who was pressing on Iroha just until now.
Kanade Otonokoji, it's you. Wait, hold on, I thought little sis explained to us how she couldn't be the culprit.
I'm grateful that you proved my innocence, but Kanade being the culprit?
But that being said, Kanade did act weird during breakfast. Usually she would have chased after her sis right away when Hibiki left. But didn't she hesitate a bit?
Sis, I'm going to take a rest in my room. Wait, sis, where are you going? You haven't even finished your breakfast.
Hibiki's condition seems to be getting worse. Come to think of it, she broke the most out of everyone yesterday.
She became very dependable after Emma's case, but she seems to have reverted back to her old self.
Well, we can't help it. Vetsuka. Seems like everyone except Iroha has finished their meal, so let's get moving. Kana, you stay at Biki's side for now.
What? But...
You don't have to mind us. She's your family, right? You should be there for her. Go on.
Alright then. She reluctantly followed when Setsuka told her to.
I assume that is to make sure Iroha drank her coffee or not. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to Kanade, it was Sora who actually drank the coffee. If Kanade really is the culprit, and considering her personality, she would have made sure that Iroha did in fact drink the sleeping pills.
But how is that possible? Just how unlucky can you be?
Well, aren't all matters like that? Something that shouldn't have happened somehow did, while something that doesn't happen at all.
Bullshit. What? Shabai, and how you? What is it with you people and trying to frame me as the culprit? I shared my theory, showed you the contradiction, and through my reasoning proved that Iroha is the culprit. Just how much rebuttal would it take for you to be satisfied?
But Sora has a point. If Iroha had fallen asleep with that drug, she would have been confirmed as the culprit without a doubt.
Really? Do we have to take the long way? Alright, fine, I'll show you. First, the fact that the coffee was drugged is a stretch. It's not like I was the one who prepared the meal. How could I have drugged the coffee that Mikado had prepared?
It isn't impossible. Kiryu would know just how quickly Mikado prepares our meals.
Oh yeah, Sora and I arrived early in the morning for breakfast a few days ago, and the meal was prepared even before the morning announcement.
Oh yes, I do. You know what they say, the early chef dominates the culinary world. I prepare the food way in advance before you even wake up.
You heard him. So, if you just arrive at the diner before everyone else wakes up, you would have ample time to drink Iroha's coffee.
But you wouldn't really know where Iroha will actually sit, would you?
That probably isn't the case because I usually sit at the same place. In fact, most of us usually sit at the same place every morning, don't we? True, unless the seat's owner died and someone sat there instead. That was usually it.
After hearing what you lot have to say, things start to make sense. The 3 hours of space between 9:54 and 12:54. That was time deliberately left blank by that girl to frame Bubblehead. So that she can say it was time Bubblehead spent on the dismemberment.
Just how unlucky can you get? The Bubblehead was actually seen by Mikado Sanoji.
By the irony of fate.
Didn't Iroha just mentioned that it was Kanade who was assigned to look around the park near the ghost house? Come to think of it, perhaps that was also something she did in advance to frame Iroha. That's not all. Iroha wasn't invited to the chat room that was created from Setsuka's handbook. That they probably separately told Iroha to come to the Mirror Mansion so that Iroha could see Hibiki entering the ghost house. Later claimed that Iroha was lying, making everyone suspect her.
So, Kanade knew that Shobai was gonna point to her and had a backup plan ready. Fucking hell. This case is awesome. I can't get over it. Told you, the culprit is Kanade Otonokoji. Obviously, that bubblehead can come up with a trick of this level.
He's making fun of me, isn't he?
Hold on, this trial is a bit tough. The culprit keeps changing. I don't know who's telling the truth or not.
One thing is for sure. Sora consuming the sleeping pills and Mikado witnessing Iroha can't be coincidences. And the one who orchestrated that was Kanade. So Kanade really is the culprit? Kanade. Kanade. Okay. Okay, yes, yep, yeah, alright, sure.
Kanade? I don't like this.
Yep, yes, it seemed like you used your damn stupid brains to reach a conclusion. As you said, I don't have any logical rebuttal against this. As all of this is just a presumption, I have no evidence against this, yes? But being the generous and merciful girl I am, I will go over your stupid delusions. Yes, I suppose I did drug Iroha's coffee, yes? Then, how about we go back to when Shobai was suspecting me as the culprit, yes? Yes, try to deduce things under the proposition that I am the culprit, yes? Kanade, okay, Kanade.
Baby girl, you're the culprit. Take the L and just shut the fuck up.
How did I murder Setsuka? Quite an unsolvable mystery, yes? Yes, why isn't anyone answering? Yes, come on, answer me. Yes.